Hello, boys and girls. Hope you've had a great day. I loved seeing all of your arrays today, and you've done some awesome work. I want to give a shout out to Sienna and Lachlan and um, Cabron. They've all got their minutes in, and Lexia and went above and beyond. I am so proud of you. You have gotten over an hour, and then Lexia. Cabron got over an hour, and so did Lachlan. Lachlan got over 2 hours in Dreambox. You are rocking it, Lachlan. I'm so proud of you. So, as you know, we've been reading Magic Treehouse, a great day, a big day for baseball. I got my new hat in that I ordered especially for you guys for this book. If you know why this hat is special, comment below and I'll give you some points for Dojo. So we know Jack and Annie are currently being bad boys. So let's read to see what happens in chapter 4. Jack and Annie knew exactly what to do. Jack felt like he'd been a bat boy all his life. He hung the book bag on the hook. Then he and Annie headed for the equipment trunks lined up near the door. They started with a trunk labeled uniform. They opened the lid. They pulled out their white jerseys with red letters that spelled Braves. Together, they swiftly hung up all the uniforms in a row of lockers. They finished just as the Braves arrived. All the men laughed and joked with each other as they spilled into the clubhouse. No one spoke to Jack or Annie, though. In fact, no one even looked at them. Jack and Annie paid no attention to the team either. Their magic caps helped them know the rules. Bat boys never bother the players. They never get in their way. Next, Jack opened the equipment trunk labeled cleats and helmets. He and Annie pulled the baseball shoes and batting gear out. They used the rags to wipe everything off, then they quickly lined up the shoes on benches. Jack and Annie hurried to the trunk labeled bats. Together, they pushed the trunk out of the visitors' clubhouse and toward the ball field. Yikes, look at the time, said Annie. She pointed to the large clock over the scoreboard. We only have 20 minutes till the game starts. And lots more to do, said Jack. Full speed! They pushed the trunk over to the visitors' dugout under the stands. Then racing against the clock, their Brave uniforms. That's how you know where they are. They flew through the rest of their task. Jack quickly unloaded bats from the trunk. He handed them to Annie. He placed them on the shelves of the bat rack inside the dugout. They rushed back to the visitors' clubhouse and unloaded their trunk. Then they pulled the first aid kit, shin guards, and catcher's mitt, and masks, and boxes of They pulled out first aid kit, shin guards, a catcher's mitt, and mask, and boxes of chewing gum. They carried all these things to the Braves' dugout. By now, the home team and the Brooklyn Dodgers had left the field. The visiting Boston Braves had started their warm-up. The noise in the ballpark was deafening. The stands were full. Hey, bat boys, a girl yelled. Get us an autographed ball, a boy yelled. Excuse me. Jack looked up. Kids were shouting at them from the stands. An autographed ball. Please, please. Sorry, yelled Annie. Jack shook his head. They both knew the rule. Bat boys never do favors for fans. Jack and Annie hurried back to the clubhouse. They unloaded the towels from the trunk. They filled their jugs with water from the sink. They packed the baseballs into canvas bags. They carried everything to the dugout and put it all in the right places. Uniforms, skin guards, masks, said Annie. Water, first aid kits, bats, towels, balls, chewing gum, said Jack. Anything else? Nope, we did it, said Annie. Looking at the clock, it was 2:25. The game would start in 5 minutes. Good job, boys, said the clubhouse manager as he passed by. Thanks, said Annie. Jack and Annie quickly took their seats onto the bench in the dugout. The Boston Braves players sat looking tense. Some scowled and folded their arms. Others chewed gum or tapped their feet. A voice came over the loudspeakers. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem. The crowd stood. The players stepped out of the dugout and placed their ball caps over their hearts. Oh no, thought Jack. He and Annie couldn't take off their caps. If they did, everyone would see them as young kids and see Annie as a girl. Annie took Jack's arm. She pulled him back into the shadowy area inside the dugout. There they were, placed, only their hands over their hearts. Excuse me. Jack hoped none of the players would turn around and notice them. A man sang the Star-Spangled Banner in a deep, rich voice. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming? There's my attempt at a deep voice. Jack nervously kept his eyes on the flag, flapping in the breeze. Hurry, hurry, he thought. Finally, the singer sang the last lines. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er land of the free and home of the brave? The national anthem was over. The players all put their caps on. Play ball! Roared the umpire at the home plate. Whoo! Jack said to Annie, and they stepped out from the dugout. Noise filled the park. Fans cheering, horns honking, bells clanging. See ya, said Annie. Yep, said Jack. They both knew exactly what to do. Annie was in charge of bats. She ran to the batting circle. She knelt on the ground, ready to pick up the bats, and the players dropped at home plate. Jack was in charge of balls. He hauled the canvas bag over to the stool near the edge of the diamond, where he sat down. A strong breeze gusted over Evetts Field. Jack pulled his cap down firmly over his head. Then he leaned forward to watch the game. His heart was racing. Now the hard part begins, he thought. What do you think the hard part is? Tell me your predictions down below. Can't wait to hear what your thoughts are. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great night. See you tomorrow.